Do you love the Steelcase Gesture, but you don't want to pay that $1,000 plus price point? Check out this video. We compare the Amia to the Gesture, offering a lower price alternative to one of the most popular Steelcase office chairs. Hey guys, it's Ryan with btodd.com, bringing you another video where we compare one of Steelcase's highest end chairs with one of their more mid-market chairs. So today we've got the Gesture and we've got the Amia, and we're just gonna run through the list so that you know what you're getting when you pay that extra price to go with the Gesture as opposed to a chair like the Amia. Now the first thing that we're gonna take a look at is going to be the price point for both chairs. So looking at the Amia, this is a chair that's gonna sell for around the mid 600s to the high 800s, depending on how you configure the chair. The way that we've got it set up here with the fully adjustable arm package, the adjustable lumbar support, basic black fabric, basic frame is going to be $720 currently in the Steelcase store. Now switching over to the Gesture, this is going to be a higher end chair, so it does have a higher price point. The way that we've got it configured here with the wrapped back and the adjustable lumbar support upgrade, we do have it spec'd closer to $1,100, and the price range on the Gesture overall is going to have a much higher window, getting as high as that $1,700 mark if you do upgrade everything and go with leather packages. So overall, the Gesture is going to be a higher end chair, which is reflected in the price, and you're going to have more options for customization with this chair. When looking at the policies from Steelcase, you're going to get the same setup across the board with the Gesture or the Amia. It doesn't matter that one costs several $100s more. They both ship to you for free via FedEx Ground to your door or office suite. Both of them are going to arrive fully assembled. They both come with Steelcase's fantastic 12-year warranty covering the entirety of the chair for people weighing up to 400 pounds and for 24/7 usage. And each chair does come with a full refund return policy for a 14-day period. Just return it back to Steelcase in the original packaging, and there's a solid likelihood that you're not going to get dinged with any restocking fees. So a great way to try the chair for free just to find out if you like it. The next thing we're going to take a look at is going to be the build quality on both of these chairs. Now we've tested a ton of office chairs here at btodd.com, and we've had very few chairs that have tested with a score of 90 or above, and these are two of those chairs, with the Amia coming in at a 90 and the Gesture coming in at a 94. And this is simply because both of them are very well built chairs. All of the components are going to be high end, they all function smoothly, everything works together seamlessly, and these chairs are both going to be built to last. Steelcase is known for building really high-end chairs that oftentimes outlast their warranties, and these are going to be two good examples of that. The reason that the Gesture did test a little bit higher with 4 extra points is going to be because of the higher end design and because of some additional technology with the functionality like the seat slider dial. It just has very high-end features, and things like the wrapped back and the cantilever arms give it a very high-end look as opposed to the more standard task chair look that you get with the Amia. The next categories that we're going to take a look at are going to revolve around comfort, with this first looking at seat comfort. Now when we evaluate seat comfort, we let a large group of people in our office test the chair, score them from 1 to 100. We average out that score, and that's how we get the total. Both of these chairs tested near the top of the list for seat comfort, with the Amia receiving a 79 and the Gesture receiving an 81. Now both of these seats are designed with thinner seat pads meant to be more firm, but they are very spacious, no hard edges. They both allow for a lot of movement. The biggest differences between the two seats is that the Amia is going to be slightly more padded than the Gesture. So it does feel a bit softer than the Gesture, but the one advantage that the Gesture has over the Amia is that it does have a lot more flexibility in the seat pan, allowing you to move around noticeably more than the Amia, even though the Amia does provide pretty good movement compared to the rest of the chairs in the office chair category. So overall, the Amia is going to offer a little bit more of a softer sitting experience, but the Gesture is going to give you more flexibility to move around in your chair. Depending on what you value more will probably be the deciding factor in which one would be best for you. Our next comfort category is going to be backrest comfort. Again, both of these Steelcase chairs tested near the top of our list out of all of the people testing them, with the Amia receiving a 79 and the Gesture receiving an 80. Very close scores, very similar backrest designs, both featuring live back technology, height adjustable lumbar support. You're not able to upgrade to the depth adjustable lumbar support on the Gesture. Neither of these chairs have that option. If that's something you're looking for, you're going to need to go with the Leap V2. The biggest differences between these backrests are going to be the flexibility that they offer. The Amia does have a pretty flexible backrest in the grand scheme of office chairs, but it's not nearly as flexible as the Gesture backrest. Similar to the seat design, the Gesture just allows for a lot more range of movement. Now, there is one somewhat of a downside with the Gesture for those of you that like to sit fully upright. If you like to sit fully upright in your chair to task, the Gesture is not going to be a good choice because the flexibility in the seat and the little extra wiggle of the tilt makes it so that you're going to have to recline a little bit, whereas the Amia will allow you to sit fully upright. So this is going to be another one of those things like the seat. It's just going to be about what you value more. If you like to sit fully upright in your chair, or you want to save a few $100 because you don't need that extra flexibility, then the Amia can be a nice choice. But if you love having a ton of flexibility in your chair, then the Gesture is a great option because the back and the seat are amongst the most flexible we have tested. And the last comfort category we're going to take a look at is going to be the armrest comfort on both of these chairs, with the Gesture and the Amia nearing the top of the list for comfort. 82 on the Amia, 84 on the Gesture. So again, high-end armrests from both chairs, getting a ton of adjustability. These are two of the most adjustable arm packages that you'll find on any chair. That's if you upgrade to the fully adjustable arms on the Amia, which I would recommend. You're gonna get height, width, depth, pivot, and then some articulating motions with both chairs. The cantilever design on the Gesture allows for some of the biggest ranges I've seen on any office chair. So if you're a fan of having your arms in really quirky positions, super wide, super high, random positions, then the Gesture can be a very nice chair for you. The Amia also offers some great adjustability. You're just not going to be able to get them as narrow or in those weird, funky positions like you can with the Gesture. But overall, both of these arms are going to be soft, comfortable, and some of the most adjustable arms that you can get on any chair. And the final category we're going to take a look at is going to be the ergonomics of both of these chairs. And when we look at ergonomics, we actually factor in a score that uses the comfort scores and the adjustability of the chair to give us the most well-rounded score that we can, and not just a bloated score because a chair has a ton of adjustments. So both of these chairs ended up scoring very well in this category, near the top of the list, which is not surprising. The Amia receiving an 81 and the Gesture receiving an 83. Now, when we look at the functionality themselves, you're going to get very, very similar adjustment packages. Both chairs are going to have seat height adjustment with good ranges, about 16 to 21 inches for that 5th to 95th percentile. Both chairs have seat depth adjustment, height adjustable lumbar support, as well as tension control. The first major difference that we see in these chairs is going to be the locking functionality. The Gesture is going to have 4 positions of tilt limiter, giving you a lot of flexibility in the range that your chair will recline, whereas the Amia is not going to have any tilt limiter options, but it does have an option to lock the chair fully upright in a tilt lock position. So that's basically going to be the differences in the adjustability of these chairs. When you get the fully adjustable arm package on the Amia, both chairs are going to have fantastic arm adjustability, as we touched on earlier. So really the difference is just going to be that one tilt lock versus the 4-position tilt limiter, and then one additional option that I didn't see on the Steelcase store website, so you may need to special order this now through a dealer, is that the Gesture does come with a headrest option, and I would recommend that over the Leap headrest because I do think it's better than the Leap headrest. So if you're someone that really needs a headrest, really wants tilt limiter, then those are going to be the main reasons why you would get it over the Amia in terms of pure adjustments. But if you don't need tilt limiter, don't need a headrest, then the Amia is going to offer almost all of the adjustability that the Gesture does. So just to wrap things up for you guys here quickly, both chairs, you're getting a very well-built product with some of the best policies in the industry. The main differences that we're going to see between these two chairs is going to come down to the high-end design that you get with the Gesture, as compared to more of the standard task look that you get on the Amia, as well as some additional upgrades that you can get on the Gesture, like a headrest or like the additional tilt limiter positions. But Looking at the chairs, just apples to apples, very similar in terms of comfort and adjustability. So if you don't need that extra high-end design or those tilt limiter functions, then the Amia might be a great alternative to the Gesture. But if you're someone that really likes to have one of the nicest looking chairs and have all of the bells and whistles, then the Gesture is certainly going to be the pick for you. I appreciate you making it this far in this video. I would highly appreciate it if you went and checked out our social media. We've got a ton of cool giveaways planned in the future. A lot of them will be for Steelcase chairs, so definitely go check that out. I would really appreciate a thumbs up on the video. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on our next office chair comparison. Thanks a lot for watching.